Hello guys and welcome back to the channel. In this video, I will be showing you the Aeronautica Iceberg and explaining every single entry on it. I'm honestly surprised that nobody did a video on this earlier, and it seems kinda cool, so I wanted to make a video on it. Anyways, let's begin. This image was made by the Aeronautica Discord moderator ThimeWarp as a joke. If you don't know what an iceberg is, it's basically where there's trivia on a certain subject that the iceberg is about, layered over an image of, well, an iceberg, which is separated into different layers. The lower you go, the more obscure the trivia gets. Wings World Remake. As stated in the game's description itself, Aeronautica is a remake of the old game Wings World 5 by Narstein. Sorry if I butchered that. Out of all of the remakes of Wings World 5, yes, there are more than one, Aeronautica has performed the best. The Aeronautica database was first started by a player by the name of Titanium95. He will later become a moderator and then a developer. The database contains information on aircrafts, airports, and other statistics, and is a very important tool if you want to reference something. The Aeronautica Trilos is a group of Trilos made and maintained by the developers in order to show the players what the developers are up to, suggestions under consideration, and a roadmap for Aeronautica's development. The Anhydro update was an update that remodeled the entirety of the Anhydro/Avalon continent. Before the update, Anhydro/Avalon was a barren land with one airport and a group of mountains in the middle. Valhalla Airport, later to become Valoi Airport, was added to help with supply and demand a few weeks before the actual Anhydro update. According to ThimeWarp, this entry is a commonly asked question. Currently, the longest route in Aeronautica is Inokasen to Valoi, which is 445.25 kilometers long. Airline mechanics are currently under development. The current system in place reflects the airline system of Wings World 5 and works essentially the same way. The airline system is planned to be expanded in the future. Neo Warfare was a game made by Hyprint back in 2012. It's still active, to, and I quote, turn Wings World into a military combat simulator. Because of Neo Warfare, the plane scripts used in Neo Warfare, which mind you, were taken from Wings World, were recycled and used in Aeronautica. Aeronautica has a Discord. That's pretty much it. We talk about random stuff on it. Also, there's a suggestions page, so you might look into joining it if you haven't already. Bike Club is a channel on the Aeronautica Discord. It was opened as a joke when some guy decided to act like a child on the Aeronautica Discord server after getting banned for threatening to hack. Bike Club is maintained to this day because of good community reception. Most rules on the server do not apply in Fight Club. However, there is one additional rule. If you start a fight, you better win. Playing animations. Some planes have animations that toggle with the T or Y keys, such as the B1, the F-22, and the C-17. However, the animation on the C-17 is broken. However, most devs do not like the concept of animations for planes, as they would only make Aeronautica's development longer and more complex. Devs have vehicles that they are assigned, that are exclusive to them and those who they choose to give the vehicle to. These vehicles are often fictional. An example is the Mercury-class Battlestar from the IP Battlestar Galactica. It is possible to win these vehicles from events on the server. There is a secret base under the Millshow estate. There are two entrances, both of which are between a set of crewmate statues. One of these entrances lead to a runway, while the other is a seaplane entrance perpendicular to the end of the runway. The base has models of unreleased planes or planes from Wings World 5. Note that you can take supply jobs from it, which means it can act as a great base to base a C-17 out of. Also, this is where developers keep their dev vehicles. Mr. Ciniac, a large Roblox YouTuber and the first large one to do a review on Aeronautica, experienced toxicity from certain members of the Aeronautica community. He left the game after taking too much of said toxicity. This resulted in many bans taking place afterwards. After a while, he decided to return to the Aeronautica Discord. It's a chat for developers? Yeah. Singler was banned for toxicity and was one of the first instances of that happening on the servers. They got remembered as a troll by the community for a long time to come. Often when somebody will get in trouble, people will call that person Singler 2.0. A de facto contributor who doesn't have a rank that made many detailed models such as the F-22 and, according to Thyme, the Mercury-class Battlestar. Astro also contributed to Neo Warfare. This was an update to Kitesboro that introduced Armor Aerodrome and remodeled the Kitesboro Islands. In order to give players a way to support the development of Aeronautica, the game passes were made to avoid turning Aeronautica into pay-to-win, unlike other Wings World 5 remakes, which all featured monetization. Some models of planes in Aeronautica were taken straight from its sister game, Neo Warfare X, and used in Aeronautica as placeholders. These models are planned to be replaced eventually. Notable models include the C-172. Before the new Trello, there was a smaller one that compacted all information about the game into a single Trello instead of splitting it. Many of the OG planes and planned planes were listed in a Work in Progress tab. Said tab was later removed, and the planes will most likely be completed along with the other suggested planes. Hardin was the first major island to get a revamp during the development of Aeronautica. Quite simple, right? Featured in the old Trello was the first developer plane, made in CSG. The existence of such a plane cannot be proven other than the sole screenshot of the plane in the hangar. This refers to players who played and remembered original Wings World games and mods back in the olden days, like 2008 to 2015. The creator of the Iceberg, Time Warp, said that this entry was a joke. But anyways, Aeronautica rose to fame about the same time as another game called Airplane Simulator. The reason for this being a joke entry is that despite being about planes, both games are pretty different in terms of gameplay and progression. A while back, but after the Singler drama, a young user by the aforementioned name started posting himself doing, how should I put this? World War II German salutes. I hope you guys know what that is. Well, I hope you guys don't know what that is, but I hope you guys know what it is for context. But anyways, he was banned from the Discord along with his friend. Supposedly his friend then went on to make fun of him. Before the update that added the infamous City Destroyer to Aeronautica as a developer vehicle, Time Warp posted a picture of a Funko Pop featuring the alien queen from Independence Day. This foreshadowed the largest developer vehicle to be added aside from the Death Star, measuring 25 kilometers wide. A while back, members of what would become DKCA raided the Discord server of the largest airline at the time, Air Canada, after being upset with their owner. This resulted in lots of controversy down the road when they eventually formed Dropkicking Children Airlines. Eventually, Air Canada's owner decided to give the airline to the co-owner, and the owner wanted to get the airline back after a few weeks. But the co-owner said no, and Air Canada was later disbanded and merged with DKCA to become Trans World Airlines, which later renamed itself back to DKCA for marketing purposes or something, I don't know. In Wings World 5, as well as Neo Warfare X, boats are one of the core game mechanics besides planes. Boats are planned to be implemented to Aeronautica in the future. As stated previously, a frequently asked suggestion was to add flaps. However, it was rejected as it will only slow down the game's development. Do note that on some planes, aircraft have features like nose droop that helps to slow the plane down. Also, all plane stall speeds are based on the stall speed of the said plane in question with full flaps extended. Similar to Harden and Kitesboro, clearance was completely revamped after the Harden update, but just before Kitesboro update. Aeronautica is planned to have an Asian scene continent in the future along with a Russian one, which is currently under development. There was a concept for a final map that got leaked in the Discord server. The Rowaki update was an update that added a new island with an airport called Rowaki International Airport. Its purpose was to act as a midpoint between Kitesboro and Heathrow in the olden days when that route was actually rather popular, and it was for players to land on if they forgot to repair or refuel. Now known as Syntax Canonosaur, sorry if I butchered that, is the creator of Wings World 5 Expanded mod. Like all old games, it was broken by Roblox a few years ago and was never reopened. Contractors were meant to be essentially de facto devs that will only work part-time. This was later changed to a rank that acted as a proving ground for recruitment into the developer team. Lucky, North, and Ominous are pilots in real life. It's pretty simple. This was another modification of Wings World 5, similar to the WWVE mentioned earlier. The mod focused on free fly and planes were obtained via completing various missions instead of grinding out the required WP for said planes. It's a developer chat but for higher ranks. Back in early April, Oconee was the second island to be remodeled from Wings World 5. This was only a remodel of the island though. The airport would be remodeled in a later update. A while ago, some permissions with the Discord server were screwed over, and everyone got to see dev chat for a short amount of time. This issue was quickly addressed. The developers used Gaston to test dealership mechanics and stuff. This is also where Red Rarity Early Access planes are found. During the developer chat leak, a picture of a Tokyo-style city was leaked. Thyme theorizes that most likely the assets used for said city was later put into Norman International. Anyways, that's all I have for today. Please stay tuned for part 2, and if you like this video, please drop a like, subscribe, and share this video to your friends. This channel really needs your help. Anyways, I hope you guys have a very nice Thanksgiving break, and have a good day.